We are at 80%. Yeah, that works. Whatever. Aloha. And one live. Aloha. Sandy, Troy, how's it? How's it? Uh, Wrong way. There we go. How's it? How's it? We are here at Mackenzie's. Whew. On a Nightmarchers trail. Or near one. Flip them around. Go. How's it? How's it? So, it's a little prelude. I kind of tried to get it before it got darker, but I didn't succeed, as you can tell. Ah. Uh, so we're gonna do a little prelude first, and then we're gonna go live about maybe 8 o'clock, maybe a little earlier as planned. Charge up some of my devices, but yeah, we're at Mackenzie Beach Park tonight, and the Starlink, I'm guessing, works great. Huh? Let me know how it's working. We're in the middle of nowhere, zero phone reception. I love it, and by myself too. Matt did not join me. No, my son was gonna come, but then it was too far away. I think he said. I mean, it's about 2 hours back home from where we stay right now, or where I stay. So only me out over here. Oh, brah. Hey, it looks a lot better on the video. Ah, this is so cool, man. I've already heard of Nightmarcher stories from some of the people here fishing. Cheryl, how's it? How's it? I wanted to try something before I go, while we're still doing this. So you know what? Let me take this off car. I'm gonna try to take you guys for a walk with the Starlink and see if the reception gets spotty or what, you know. I got a light to them. You guys let me know if the reception starts to get spotty out here. All I did was pick up the case and it moved. If I walk with it on my head, this is ridiculous. It glitched because it's probably gonna do that under the trees here too. Let's see. See, very sparse trees, huh? Ah, see, how's it? Let's see how the reception gets. How's the reception? We still good? Still here? How about now? How's the reception now? Yeah. Yep. Okay. We'll go back. The reception over here does not like it. It has to be clear. It's okay, that's why we're testing. I should have went to Walmart, grab one chair. One of those $4 chairs. And then just leave them at the house in Powell. Yeah, here we go. This is better. So let me show you guys how I'm walking over here. How's it? How's it? So here's my start. That little suitcase over there. The dish faces up towards the satellites. So I have to do this. I have to walk around with the Starlink on my head. They need one head. Yeah, I'm not touching it. I'm just going to leave it on the hood of the car. And we're good. And I hope to get more of this on little later lives this month. But the moonrise is fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, right there. All right. We just gonna sit on the lava right over here. Yeah, this is a nice spot. No more trees over here. And I get company. Two gentlemen are fishing out on the side over there, so yeah. I already asked them, I hope they don't mind if I share Nightmarchers story, that I want to creep them out and I can move, but no, it's fine. Go. Oh, nope, come on, get up, you're good. Come on, tripod, you can do it. Hey, Adina, how's it? So this is going to be the first live of, maybe I'll just go live. I mean, we'll see. It's earlier. What was that? Okay, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the like. Thumbnailed in the landscape. Yeah, that would be so cool. Let me get my iPad out so I can show you guys where we are. And we're back. All right. Whew. Let me show you guys my hey Annie, how's it? My little setup here real fast. Just one of them. This is my flashlight case because I am afraid of the dark. Actually, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. They call them my. So this is my this is Mackenzie's. This is all the way on the east east side. Oh. Kalapana, around there, just east of Hilo. And here's my little setup down here. Here we go. There you go. My flashlights, my wires, a little pot just in case I want to have some hot coffee or hot cocoa, ghost hunting equipment, tons of lights, headphones in case I need microphone. Yeah, EVP thing that I never use, flashlights, an extra phone for emergency use, first aid kit. And my iPad, that's what I'm going for. And my iPad's right over here. Sweet Savage, aloha, hi user, how's it? Yep, this is Hawaii, so I'm going to turn the light off and let you guys enjoy a little bit of a almost full moon tonight. Yeah, right over here. As I get my iPad out and show you guys where we stay. This place doesn't have any phone reception, like for half an hour. You have to drive half an hour to get phone reception. Unless you're cool like me and get Starlink. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh, how's it? Kalapana area is nice. It is. It's very desolate. I'm driving down here for about maybe about 35, 40 minutes outside of Volcano. Maybe about an hour outside of Hilo. Not many cars. Maybe because today's Sunday too. Hey, thank you for the autumn love. Thank you. No, Mackenzie, if you go further down over here, maybe about half a mile, you can see the fresh lava flow. Yeah. Yeah, Linda, this is the big island of Hawaii. Yeah, you got the bathrooms up here, but bro, they are nasty. They are nasty, nasty, nasty. Ooh, bro. Oh, we are okay. Here, I got my maps up. How do I get to my place? Okay. Let it load. TikTok. Here's Big Island. Here is Hilo. And this is about an hour outside of Hilo, is where I am. YouTube. Hilo, hour outside of Hilo. So we are down here. I don't want to drop that in there. It's a big island. We have driven about an hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours today, and we are gonna be driving. I'm gonna be driving another 2.5 hours back home. Lorraine, how's it? How's it? Hey, a long time. I will be here through. I leave Thursday, Lorraine. Pineapple. I haven't seen pineapples here, but yeah. So this is near, and I've never been able to, and I still haven't been able to, Trail of the Nightmarchers, yeah. This is where the King's Trail, there's parts of it here and there, the trail ran. And so I figured it'd be a good place to do Nightmarcher stories near the trail, yeah. And people have claimed to see Nightmarchers over here as well, over into the bushes that torches and procession and that kind of stuff, right? And here we go. I'm gonna do this. Hold on. I don't know how to do this. Yeah. Congratulations, Adina. You're a moderator. Because you're awesome. Thank you for all the likes, by the way. That was really cool. That was so many times you hit the screen. Wow. That brought it out to a lot of people. So on TikTok, if you can hit the like button like 10 times or whatever, that'll be awesome. If you come South Kona, let me know. I don't think we come in South Kona. We're seeing Honoka'a. And I'm going to be going tomorrow, I believe, Mauna Kea. And then Volcano. It all depends on Pele, yeah? Oh, pineapple trees. Oh, man, that takes me back. Yeah, Maui is nice. I'd love to go over there and do a live and do stories and video over there as well. Because this place is, man, it's awesome. I wish I had one of Jubu's lights, the kind that's just really, really, really bright. But like the moon is better, yeah. The moon is better than this. This light just looks ugly. Maybe about 100 yards away, there's a lava tube that we explored last time we were here with Jello and Jubu. But there's, of course, there's no reception in the lava tube at all, even with Starlink. Starlink is not that good. But Lorraine, I will let you know if I come down South Kona side. Thank you. All right, so what you guys think? Should we just hang out a little bit, or take a break and then go live at 8 o'clock and do the Nightmarcher stories? I don't know how. I haven't figured out the logistics when my battery dies with my Akine. When my battery dies with my Starlink, I have another battery, but I have to cut the live to go live, to go plug in the other battery. I haven't really figured out how to do that. And the cliff in front of me is about, I'm bad with measurements. If I were to jump off the cliff, it'll take me maybe 5 seconds before I hit the ground. Yeah, before I hit the water. So it's pretty far down. It was really unnerving reversing on the lava field here with this cliff. I don't know if this cliff is just going to cave in with the constant ocean hammering at it, you know, but it hasn't yet. I don't think it will tonight. Yes, this is Mackenzie Park. A little bit of the stories, the histories, the happenings at Mackenzie that I've been able to read, and I don't know how much of it is 100% true, but you know, let me just pull it up. I know it was named after a guy named Mackenzie, but I don't remember his full name. His memorial plaque is behind me. Maybe we can go walking over there if the thing would let. Mackenzie Park, Hawaii Street. There you go. It was built by convicts in the late 1850s and named Mackenzie Park after 1939. In 1939, after Forest Ranger Albert Mackenzie, who planted many of the park's ironwood trees. So Albert Mackenzie was wasn't very old, but this was his place, yeah. And they planted the ironwood trees that you see on here now. Um, that's why it was named after him, because this was his area. Oh yeah, get plenty of obake over here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the follows and the shares. Appreciate it. Um, so here we go. In the late 1850s, convicts from Oahu were brought over to the Big Island located here to clear the dense rainforest and remove lava rocks to create the park. Hence why we can't find the King's Trail, because they moved it. Many of the prisoners or the convicts died from exhaustion and starvation and dehydration and lack of sanitation, with their unmarked graves believed to be in the park. So the convicts that worked here to dig all the forest away, to dig all the rocks away, they would just drop dead. They would throw them in the nearest lava tube or hole and leave the body being. So this place is said to be haunted by a lot of spirits in that regard as well. King's Highway is an interesting one. I found this earlier and I showed my son this. King's Highway was a road that went around the island, yeah? King's Highway, let's go to images. It's a trail that the kings would march, yeah? The kings would walk on to go around the island of the Big Island. And part of it was said to come through here as well. Let me see if I can find that map that I showed my son earlier. I really should have saved it, but King's Foot Trail, King's Highway. There you go. Bruh, no. But like as an example, picture of the King's Highway sunset. Yeah. At some places there are elevated rocks that are flat and all of this stuff. Thomas Haggerty, how's it? Hey, Brenda, how's it? Keith, how's it? How's it? Right on, yeah. Where are you? Hello. Ugh, what is that? Cats. I'm on the Big Island. Here we go. No, that's White Belt Road. That's the highway, the road. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Over here is where the Nightmarchers would march, among other places as well, right? So I thought it would be awesome. During a band trip, 97, Hawaii was touring. Yep, that was cool. Yeah, I met my friend on TikTok, Adina, back in '97, was it? And she thought pineapples grew on trees. Oh, nice, sweet savage. Oh, all right. Linda, how's it? Man, this is cool. This is enjoyable. Just sitting here, hearing the little croaky frogs behind me, hearing the waves in front of me, seeing the full moon or almost full moon rising up above. This is what life is, guys. Man, this is why I got Starlink, because I'll tell you this much. There is no way I'm gonna do this by myself without anybody witnessing the things that I witness. you know. Yes, yeah. A lot of you guys did. Thought that pineapples grow on trees. Sorry, my brain is kind of like everywhere right now because I'm taking in the energy. It's way different than the first time I was here. The first time I was here, there was nothing. But I can feel the place waking up now. It's 6:45 p.m. Yeah, Troy. Yeah. Never climbed too high on the pineapple tree. This place is wow. That's different. It's calm and relaxing, but it's not. Hi, Aussie. How's it? User, how's it? Never mind. Dark. It's dark over here because it's nighttime. And we're in the middle of nowhere. At the beach, watching the moonrise. Big Island. I almost said Oahu, but I'm from Oahu. I'm visiting the Big Island today. Landed last night. Okay. Maybe in about 10 minutes we can start with the Nightmarcher stories. And maybe we'll see what happens, and I can bust out some equipment too. In fact, I can do that right now, I think. But if I remember correctly, my lights wouldn't work for some reason. Hey, Uwe, you still there? Try message Matt. I feel bad. I don't think Matt knows I'm live. You still with me? Huh. Okay. The moon would be... Okay, interesting. We're not moving. The thing isn't moving. Yeah. Let's see if I can fix this. There we go. Wow. Now you want to work, huh? I guess we're using you then. As I said, tonight we're at Mackenzie's. We're going to talk about Nightmarchers. I'm going to tell you guys all the Nightmarcher stories I have that I can remember. Following up from Friday night, however, I did have one more story that I didn't tell you guys, that I wanted to tell you guys about the rocks, yeah, the Pohaku. About how the rocks are sacred in Hawaii and all of that good stuff, right? Why are you not working now? What on earth? This is so weird, man. Okay, well, let's see. Huh. You know, the thing I was so happy that I fixed was not working anymore. But all that rain kind of did something to it as well. You can hear babies crying over here. Nice. Sweet Savage, I haven't had many experiences with the Nightmarchers. I've been doing this for 20 years, but I know better. No, 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 no worry. Thanks, Troy. Hey, hey, Matt. What's up, brother? We'll see if we hear the babies crying. I read a story of some people who came over here, and basically they didn't hear babies crying, but they heard screaming. Somebody, like, legitimately just screaming, like, right behind them, and there was nobody there, naturally, right? Bruh. Why were you working and now you're not? Really? On. Okay. Oh, we got our first picture of the night. Just kidding. Huh. This is nothing. It's just the white mist. Mists are always good, huh? Oh, babies cry at the Hilo Hospital. Yeah. You're right. I heard about that one. Hilo's hospital though is more of a group home now, right? So I cannot go over there because HIPAA and all of that, right? I don't want to do a recording or anything near patients. You know what I mean? Not patients, but people who are supposed to be protected by HIPAA. You don't like watch the live and go, "Hey, I see my uncle." You know, how come he's over there with the Pupuli people? Yeah, but tomorrow I am gonna go and buy one chair. No, I'm not. Oh, I can't even see what I just put up. Oh, no, not fishing. Just here to tell stories and hang out. Whew. Yes, as teens we went that way. I drove by, but I couldn't go up over there. You know what I mean? Me and Uy drove by last year, but there was just, yeah, it didn't feel right. It does look very haunted though. I get plenty at the hospital when we drove like last time. Had the guy in that heart attack. Yeah, that had the heart attack that jumped in. That's right. The back of the Jeep does have a place to sit, but you know what? Maybe I can do that instead of sitting on the rock. But then I might get comfortable and fall asleep. So, let's see. Let's move everything again. Oh yeah. As I said, tomorrow we're gonna go up to. It depends on Madame Pele, but probably probably Mauna Kea, and I'm gonna have to be sharing stories a lot slower because the elevation is 13,000 feet up above sea level, which means the oxygen is very, very, very thin, and I might pass out if I tell stories. 808, how's it? How's it? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that later. We're gonna go live for 7 more minutes, and then we're gonna take. I'm gonna take a little break, half an hour break, and then I'm gonna come back at 7:30, and we'll go into the stories. And I'll get everything set up, recharge a few more things, and then we'll be back over here for the main event. I really wish I could walk around. Oh, of course I brought energy drinks, Brad. You know that. Hey, Brad. I wanted to come here in the daytime, but I got caught up with an amazing family reunion and had really good food, really good company. And so, yeah, I almost canceled my live. Yeah. But that's one of the reasons I came Big Island, yeah, so. And it's only a 2-hour drive back home anyway, so. Yeah, I still go hang out in 5 minutes. So yeah, if Madame Pele erupts tomorrow, we're gonna be at the volcano, guaranteed. As soon as we get to Kilauea, we're going. My son wants to take me on a few hikes. I'm gonna take you guys as much as I can through the Thurston lava tube, and maybe even do a live from the. I don't know. There's we want to spend the day over there, me and my son, and his woman. There's the footprints in the lava. That's the place I wanted to check out too. I checked it out in the daytime, but I wanted to spend the night there. What was King Kamehameha was fighting, I believe, his cousin. I think it was Keoua. Pardon me if I get some of the names wrong. Kamehameha had built a Hawaiian temple in Kohala. um, the name of which escapes me right now. It was used for human sacrifice, and he invited his rival, Keua, who was also his family member, over there, kind of to have a party, but then turned into he was going to be the one consecrating the heiau. So as some versions go. And so what had happened was he decided no, he didn't want to consecrate the heiau, aka be the human sacrifice for the heiau. And so him and his army went back to Puna, where we are, and they went around Mauna Loa, Kilauea. They went around the volcano on the east side, as Kamehameha and his forces went around on the west side. And I believe they were going to meet for battle. That might have been, but we don't really know. You know what's going? You know what it's doing? It's trying to jump onto. You know what's going? You know what it's doing? It's trying to jump onto my phone. So YouTube, I think. Well, we'll give it another couple minutes. I had the data, so it was actually looking for reception over here where there is none. When it would catch a little reception, it would that and then cut the live. So I turned my reception off and I'm going just on the Starlink alone. Yeah. Hey, Washington State, Martha, how's it? How's it? Yeah. So we'll see. We'll give it 3 minutes and then I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and continue the live at 7:30. I want to make sure everything's charged up and I don't know what that is. It looks like a footprint. Nah, I did it with a whole bunch of clouds. Starlink was fine. Clouds are a lot less dense than trees. That's what I was told. It's like, that makes sense. I think Matt told me that. I forget who told me that. It's like trees are a little bit thicker than clouds are. So, but yeah, in about a half an hour, we are going to talk about Nightmarchers and share some stories of the infamous in Hawaii Nightmarchers, the ones that you probably don't have a chance to survive. I'm sorry, Sweet Savage. The bell sound is an app called Seer, GhostTube Seer. When a picture generates on this, then it makes a bell sound. And so, how I understand it is an obelisk will generate random words. This app takes it a step further, takes the words and generates random pictures from the word using AI. And so that's why I think it's kind of cool. Sometimes it's relevant, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just random things. Sometimes it's I'll be talking about Pele, and then all of a sudden a picture of a volcano comes up. Um, I was walking in this old abandoned building. Pop up again. That was nothing. It was going to load something, but it's decided to stop. I was walking through an abandoned, old, rundown water pumping station that was graffitied with Hindu gods and goddesses. And so I was filming, and I was on the live, and I was looking, and I found Shiva, and I'm like, oh look who it is, I was like, and then this thing went off, and it loaded a picture of a battleship, and I'm like, oh okay, that's interesting. But then I noticed, because I played that battleship game, right? It was a smaller one. It was a destroyer, like Shiva the destroyer, right? Uilani, nobody is with me tonight. Nope. My son them didn't want to drive back from Mackenzie's all the way up to Honoka'a. He's like, Dad, that's too far. We already drove down to Volcano today. I don't want to drive all the way back up there. Hey, brother, you on the big island, brah. Come on. Mauna Kea might be 6 to 8 hours of driving. Round trip. So we'll see. So YouTube has been good then, yeah, since I turned the data off. Man, I should have come here earlier, walked around you guys, but I can't even walk around with the. I think I need to buy the backpack or something. So I'll show you guys right over here. I have people down over here fishing. Yeah, they showed up right after I came over here, and I asked them if they didn't mind me sitting down sharing some ghost stories, and they're like, "Nah, they're just fishing. They're fishing." Yeah, Honoka is awesome. My mom wanted to go on one of my lives. She's asked me if I could do a place in Honoka and come to. She's recovering from surgery. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't do that. I don't have enough days. But I may have my mom as a guest in the near future because she has a lot of stories that she enjoys sharing. She's had encounters with Madame Pele. She has a story about a rock. You know what? Let me share that story, and I'll share it as I remember it. And we were talking about it, and she told it to me differently, and I'm like, Ma, I think you're losing it. That one girl from nowhere. Nah, I'll be tired when I get home. I can't get tired till then. I got 2 energy drinks, so yeah. Um, yeah. The story. Yeah. Oh, look at that. So the story is that I forgot to share Friday night with you guys about the sacred rocks and the pohaku, right? So what happens when you take rocks? I'll share that with you, then I'll cut the live and take a smoking break. Um, my mom is from California, but her father, my grandpa, came down to Hawaii when she was maybe 17 or 18, and so she moved down to Hawaii with him, and all of her sisters came down. Um, my grandpa, Caucasian also, he was a developer. He built a lot of the hotels and golf courses and stuff over here, but he was also very respectful of the Hawaiian culture. Whenever they'd find bones, he would go with Bishop Museum to a lava cave, lava tube, and rebury them. And he would make sure that everything is done correctly by protocol, and he would defer to the Hawaiian people to make sure that it's done the right way. Anyway, they were camping down in Ka'u. Ka'u is a big lava field desert, right? And so they were, you know what? Yeah, hold on. So they're camping in Ka'u. Um, they had found a heiau, this ancient Hawaiian temple, rock walls made out of the lava rock, piled up and stuff. And they didn't really know what it was. It was my mom, her Hawaiian friend, my grandpa, and his wife, my mom's stepmom, grandma friend. And so they're walking around and they see the heiau and they're very respectful. They're respecting it by not touching anything. But then Grandma Fran sees a rock on top of what looks like a pile of rocks. So basically, she saw this rock, this beautiful rock on an altar that looked just like a turtle. And so Grandma Fran reached down to take the rock, and my mom's friend's like, no, 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 Auntie, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. Don't touch the rocks. Leave the rocks alone. And so Grandma was like, oh, yeah, yeah, okay, haha, you guys are so superstitious, you Hawaiians, that kind of stuff. It's just a rock. And she's like, okay, but I'll leave it alone. And then they kind of set up camp, and they're going to spend the night nearby. And right as the sun went down, Grandma started, like, screaming. She was in this immense pain. Grandpa rushed her to the hospital because they had already set up camp. My mom and her friend had to stay back with all the things. And my grandpa took Grandma to the hospital, and so left my mom then behind, right? And hours later, right, she's in the hospital. They're running all the tests, and they can't really find anything. And then back camp hours later, my grandma left her purse. And so my mom was getting kind of nosy, digging through the purse. And guess what she found? She found the lava rock in the shape of a turtle. Grandma had taken it and shoved it in her purse. Um, the friend took it from my mom, left it on the altar, apologized for it. And around the same time, miles away in the hospital, Grandma's pain just came to an abrupt stop all of a sudden because a large cockroach came crawling out of her ear. Apparently, the doctor said the cockroach had lodged itself behind her eardrum. And right when the rock was taken out, yeah, the cockroach crawled out. Amazing. I love Hawaii. We are at Mackenzie Park on the Big Island in Puna. Let's see. I love to take a walk. Maybe we'll do that and see. You know what? I'm gonna continue. You know what? I'm just gonna continue. We're gonna hang out because Adina already hit all those likes. We're not gonna have her do it all over again. Hey, my love, how's it? Protocol, exactly. Punalu Beach in Ka'u has a legend of Kawila, the girl who's also a Honu. Oh my god, wait. I get into the story so much, I need to, Oh wow. This looks kind of like where we're staying. An old rustic looking cabin in Honoka'a. And this looks kind of like it. Oh my god, that's cool. The two other pictures that you guys heard was this. Oh, you know what? Hold on. This is ridiculous. Why do I have a light on? There you go. This one. And this one. If you're going up Opinikau Road where you're traveling, you can park and hit N. The car will reverse. Ha! I'm good. Maybe it's not by myself. Lorraine, thank you. I need to check that out. I'm gonna look it up right now actually. Because I have a device that I can. Kawila. That's awesome. I'm gonna tell my mom that tomorrow. She's gonna love it. Oh, Pihikau. Yeah. That's the one, right? Where I came down, I think. Also, here's something that's funny too. Thursday, I talked about Doug, right? So Doug and his wife Stacy. The last time we drove over here, not this time, but the last time I came over here, right before Mackenzie's, there was a big sign on the road in front of a house. Doug and Stacy's. It was like Doug and Stacy's cabin kind of thing. I'm like, that was it, yeah. Honoka'a too, yeah. Do you have a mile marker? But actually, I won't be able to do it on live because there's a lot of trees on the way. It's funny. It's this big thing over here, this Starlink that I've wanted forever, and it's like, sorry guys, we have trees. We can't do it live. I lived in Ka'u for 25 years. The Punalu'u restaurant where I worked had a big portrait of Kawila in the bar. Wow. That's awesome. I know we had that they have that other lava flow down the road that direction. I'm not sure about the other one though. But yeah. Uh yeah. Where did the moon go? Oh, behind the clouds. Let's see how far Starlink will work in terms of router. And if I was really stupid, which I kind of am, there's also another option I saw. Oop. I can buy a router repeater to double my range. $15K, all right. Oh man, oh my God, this place. So, I never felt this kind of energy before. This place is quiet and calm. But there are things lurking. Wow. I don't know what these things are. But I feel if I turn my back, they're going to creep up on me. What the heck? Are those guys fishing down? See, that tree right there is going to creep me out all night. I know. Like YouTube is coming alive again. I wonder if this would help. Neo, how's it, Neo? There we go. It feels in Troy, exactly. It feels like there's a crowd behind the trees. And the tree line right back here. There's nothing blocking it now, not even the case, which is supposed to be blocking it very little. Let me see if I can aim it. There we go. I used to camp out there, but I never slept. I'd stay up fishing. I see why. Of course, I take it out and now look, yeah, it's gonna rain. Hey, Matt, I also found out why this thing was so hot over at Kahana. Because it had snow melt mode on. When snow comes on it, the thing heats up and it drains the battery faster. It's not one panty on the rearview mirror. That's a lay. That's a lay, brah. Well, we can't really avoid cloud coverage when the clouds say coming in, huh? That's my lay. Eve offerings and chanting and Oli for Madame Pele. And so I'm going to go ahead and leave that lay as an offering to Pele as well. Because my sister passed away last year, right? No, Matt, you got me excited there for a second. I'm like, what? What? Who's won that? I would have done the same thing, bro. No worry. Let me. I'm standing up. I want to stand up, not sit down on the lava rock. Oh, thank you, sweet savage. Cancer's a pain in the ass. Except for that one leg, right? Of course. Oop. There we go. Joy. Yes, we're at Mackenzie Park. Or I'm at Mackenzie Park. Hey, I didn't see what you said, Uila. Choke bog right now. Maybe. I never noticed it yet, though. So, like, here is the modem. Right here. Literally. Oh, that looks interesting. Let's see how far we can get away from that modem. Where's HPP, Shelly? Let's see. We're this far. I think this is as far as I can get from it. KL. Okay. I'm just one townie from Oahu. I don't know this kind of stuff. I like, but I wish I could come Big Island every week or at least every month and do videos here. That's funny, yeah? Now no more. Huh. Aloha, Darnella. Yeah. You know what? Let's just go ahead and begin. Between Pahoa and KL. Okay, okay. Paradise Park. Thank you. My favorite name over here. I love Paradise Park. Oahu, we have a Paradise Park in Manoa, and that's probably the most powerful place I've ever been to. In regards to spirits, mana, I've run into gods there, but that's a story for maybe Tuesday night. Oh, the Menahuni Balaji? Oh, the Menahuni playing with the Starlink. Let's see what the battery's at. 58%. And that was more of the expensive battery too. Oh well, it's a bigger battery. The other one lasted 2.5 hours. This one has been like an hour and I guess so. Also, I found that at 10% it cuts the voltage, which kills the Starlink. So I don't have 90. I don't have 100%. I have 90. It's just a little light sprinkle. Yeah. One day you gotta come to the Po'o area. That's where the fighting took place on the cliffs. Is that where the Kapu system was overthrown? Na Po'o. That's where I want to go to. Jordan, how's it? Yep. Light rain and of course heavy clouds, which is why my Starlink is not doing too good. I don't want to, I don't want to shine the light because the guys say fishing, huh? I don't like bottom end fishing. But no, I can't. I was gonna say, but I could drive over there, but no, I can't because get trees. Bruh, it's just not gonna work how I want it to, yeah. Captain Cook's fighting. Oh, gotcha. Oh, sorry to hear that, bruh. You say Big Island too, yeah, Jordan? Yeah, this is the Jordan I'm thinking of. Or is this another Jordan? Not the kind that used to work for with the company? If not, then pleasure meeting you, bruh. Yeah, Jordan, do we know each other? I know a Jordan from the Big Island. And your picture kind of looks like him, but I haven't seen him in years. Oh, you're a Canadian Jordan. How's a Canadian Jordan? It's the thing about TikTok and Facebook. I don't know anybody's names. Okay. Um, I'm actually gonna sit on my Jeep. Get the little croaky frogs. Joy, you must be loving this, huh? Not that loud over here though. I'm sorry, not that loud. You should go. I should go do one live from the kind where we're staying. It's awesome over there. Okay, so Hanaho. As I say, Hanaho, TikTok's like, no, you need to do work. So here we go. Okay. So the reason I'm here tonight is because this place is really haunted, and I kind of want to see what it has in store for me. Especially by myself, I'm super excited to see. Yeah. Thank you for reposting, Joy. Mahalo. Um, but there's also an old trail that dates back to way before Western contact. A trail of rocks, of stones that went around the island of the Big Island, the island of Hawaii. As I've been told, the trail is called King's Trail, and its purpose was, of course, to, travel to Oahu, but it had another well. Is this is where the ali'i, or the king, the chief in olden days, would march, would go with his procession, and that leads us into the subject of the night. We could do EVP, Shelly. I have a recorder over here. I just don't really do EVPs very much, but we can try little short burst sessions. And so, in the old days, the ali'i, or the kings, the chiefs, would march either to a sacred temple to do their sacred business, to do their religious business. Because you see, in the old days, it wasn't like today. All the common people, we all go to church and we all worship, and they would do all of that. The ali'i would spend days and days in prayer and chant and meditation at these temples, and sometimes they would do even more. Um, they would be presenting offerings to appease the gods, to that kind of thing. Um, as we're going to be going to maybe later this, hopefully in a few days, we're going to go to the first human sacrificial temple where they wouldn't leave just fruits and stuff. Is that this is the place where they would leave, where they would sacrifice human beings, and it was the kuleana of the ali'i to do that. Can you imagine? I mean, I thought that, yeah, but that is a burden, I would say, more than anything else. Unless you're a bloodthirsty ali'i, but Kamehameha was not bloodthirsty. His kahuna nui was not bloodthirsty. His name was Heva Heva, or Heva Heva Nui. Yeah. Oh, Troy, mahalo. Remember, opening protocol. I always just forget. We'll pause it here. I wish I knew how to oli. I should talk to Mr. Kapanui and see if he can teach me how to oli, how to chant. So I do it my way over here, yeah. So aloha to the spirits over here. Aloha to the spirits of Puna. Aloha to the spirits of Mackenzie Park. And aloha to the spirits of the Big Island. My name is Joe. I'm from Oahu. And what I do is I tell stories. And if you guys would like to come and enjoy the stories, you guys are more than welcome to come and enjoy. I ask for your permission tonight to be here, to be in the area and share stories. Aole pilikia. I don't come here with problems. I don't come here to cause trouble. I don't come here to stir things up. I come here simply to tell stories, to teach, to entertain, and to learn as well. These devices I have, they reach out to people around the world, the stories, and enjoy as well, and they can learn the lessons, and they can learn the pono respect that Hawaii demands. It's too often people think Hawaii is Mai Tais on the beach, but there's a lot more to it. It's a lot deeper than that. So with your permission, I would like to be here. As I said, you're welcome to join me. However, when I leave here, you must stay back here as well. Thank you. I ask for your blessing while we are here. Um, yeah, let me know if anything. My ears are open. Mahalo. Thanks, Troy. I appreciate it. So the ali'i would march, whether they're going to a sacred site, they're going into a battle, or they're just traveling the lands. But you see, the ali'i, they had a sacred law put on them. They had so much mana, right? Now people are like, mana, what is that? It's a video game term, a Dungeons and Dragons term. Mana is energy, spiritual power, spiritual energy. Um, Many people cannot handle too much mana. People wonder that. Oh, put it this way. I compare it to like this. King Kamehameha was born with an incredible amount of mana, and through battle, he achieved an even greater amount of. He was the prophesied one to unite all of the islands under one king, one Ali'i. If you were to find his bones, his Eevee, his mana would transfer onto you. That's why nobody today knows where he's buried. And that's why you don't touch the bones. You don't know what the person did. If you were to touch Kamehameha's bones and you get just 1% of his mana, you have now taken upon you 1% of all of his deeds, 1% of all of the people that he killed, 1% of everything that has happened to him. And if you can imagine that, do you want to be haunted by all of the spirits that he has killed? Can you stand that burden, that weight? Can you bear that, or would you crumble? And that's the part about the mana and why the mana must be respected. That's how I interpret it anyway. So to stand above the Ali'i was kapu, forbidden. To stand above the Ali'i would mean the penalty would be death, because you would be stealing his mana. If you were to touch his shadow, you're tainting his mana, or you're stealing his mana. If he touches your shadow, then you're tainting his mana. Some Ali'i you could not look upon their face. Some Ali'i you could not look upon their back. And to do that would mean certain death. There's no trial, there's no court, there's no, oh, I think that guy just wouldn't do this. Did you do this? No. One of the warriors would say, hey, I saw his shadow touch that guy over there. Kill him. And they would run him through with the spear, and they would continue marching. They continue on their way. Just kick your body to the side of the road. So the Ali'i trail, the rocks that went through here at one point, and part of the remnants are still here, a lot of the times they are built above the ground. So the commoners will never have to worry about the threat of standing above the Ali'i. They have parts of them all over Hawaii still. And you cannot stand above the king, the chief, or the penalty is death. So even now, centuries later, there are still nights where people hear the drums. There's still nights where people will see the torches coming down from the mountainside, where they'll hear the chanting. If you're extremely unlucky, you will see the weapons of war. You would see the mahiole. You would see the helmets, the cloaks. You would see the expressions on their face. This is the Nightmarchers. This path, this is not something that you should look upon. When you would hear the drums at night in the old days, the pahu drum, the low sounding dum, 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 almost like a heartbeat. When you would hear that, or you would hear chanting, or you would see the torches, you come out of your house and you prostrate yourself and you lie face down until the sound of the drums is gone. You're paying your king, the Ali'i, the respect, and you're giving him that he deserves. To not do that would be death. You know, Mai Tai's on the beach, huh? Come Hawaii. We're friendly over here. I'll dance hula. And invite you to my auntie's house because she make the meanest pork lao pork chops. What the hell am I talking about? No, Hawaii is a lot more sacred and unforgiving at times, right? So, there are many stories. There are many kings. And they're all, a lot of them are very different as well, right? There are different processions. I don't believe there's one Nightmarchers that walk everywhere. In 2008, when I started doing the ghost tour, I had in June or July, I had two couples, newlyweds, a month apart, that was staying in Waikiki. I believe it was a Moana Surfrider hotel, right on the beach, the Otis Hotel. And they both asked me the same thing. They had witnessed from their hotel room a procession. They had witnessed a procession of people coming out of the water. And I'm like, what? And the husband, I remember one of them, the husband was like, yeah, I was telling my wife, it's just you guys practicing your Hawaiian stuff. And I'm like, practicing our Hawaiian stuff? What did you guys see? And he's like, I saw about 30, 40, 50 people coming out of the water and turning right, walking down Waikiki Beach. And I'm like, what, did they have anything? He's like, they had torches, they had spears. And I'm like, first of all, bro, I want you to listen to that. A whole bunch of guys came out of the water with lit torches. Oh, he's like, I thought it was you guys. My wife says it's ghosts. But what do you think? You know, and I'm like, brother, you got night marchers, but that made no sense to me back then because night marchers come from the mountain and go to the sea. However, I found out on the slopes of Diamond, picturesque Diamond Head, there was an ancient Hawaiian temple overlooking Diamond Head. Papa Ena. The Papa Ena heiau was a voyaging, a traveling heiau where people would come from all over the islands and they would land their canoes in Waikiki and they would march along the shore to Papa Ena to pay their respects and to do their prayers and to do all of that stuff, right? And that was the procession that we had seen, were these people coming out of the water, walking over to Papa Ena. After Kamehameha conquered the islands, he after King Kamehameha conquered the islands, his god that he had worshipped went by the name of Kukailimoku, and he was now the god of war. The god of war didn't want flowers, he wanted human blood. And so that heiau and many on the island of Oahu, sometimes very briefly, were changed to what's called a luakini, or a place where you would sacrifice men. That was one of them. A place where Ku Kailimoku is celebrated and worshipped. He is the male god, completely and totally male. Females could not touch the land that a Ku Heiau upon. They could not come near. I had tried to bring family members to some of these places. This is nowadays. So I don't know why they decided to build a girls' school over the grounds of where that heiau once stood. They knocked the heiau down and built La Pietra, which is to be very, very haunted too. So yeah, welcome to Hawaii. What can explain that is back in the days, that area that's now water used to be land? Yep. Okay. This place is hyping tonight, bro. Sunday night. Perfect night for go fish. Hold on, my mouth is getting dry. I'm still sticking to my iced tea. No energy drinks here. Actually, hold on. So, story. Yeah, that was a story. Right. That was one of the stories they had witnessed and they had told me. I enjoyed that. I learned a lot from it. Yeah. Um, I'll go save my favorite story for later. That's the one I love to tell. But like, oftentimes, like, okay, so we have come across night marchers. Heck, we've come across night marchers on this live before, where we're sitting down in Italy, and on the live you can hear the drums, and I pick up and run. I get out of there real fast. You know, wow, this place is. What was that, bruh? Wow. It just, this heaviness just swept right by me for a second. Not sadness, just heavy. Like oppressive. Wow, that was cool. Thank you to my guardians. You let me feel that, but you didn't keep it. Wow, that is awesome. I imagine outside my bubble, you get all these spirits trying to come in and do. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. Sorry. Uh, sorry. I have no idea what's wrong with YouTube. Wow. I want to walk around so bad. I might do that later and just record it and then play it back. And then upload it. Oh, cuz I didn't hear a sound, Dewey, but there's oh, bro, my stomach is getting funky now. Wow, what the hell's going on? Okay, another story. Um, if I remember the story correctly, this was a security guard. Yeah. Is it good right now? YouTube is YouTube doing good, or is it buffering right now? Is it still good? Can you guys hear me rambling on and on and on and on and on? Ooh, I feel that. I'm good? Okay. So I feel them in my upper. Ooh, what the hell? Okay, hold on, hold on, hold on. No, not yet, not yet, not yet. Oh, it's buffering too on TikTok. Okay. There, family members was always a dark shadow from a distance would move. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so what I'm feeling right now is the na'au, the spot above my stomach and below my sternum. That part is getting sick. I face my Starlink somewhere else now. And I'll tell you guys right now, that is never a good sign. When your na'au starts to get sick, when your center starts to get sick, that's never a good sign. Oh, brah. Oh, yeah, it's a good question. I wonder if spiritual energy will knock out that one girl from nowhere. Leave. Home. No way. I not bad yet. Wow. My goodness. That's cool too. Let me turn the light off. I'll show you guys the moon. Because we have the moon back out again. So, there we go. Ray, how's it? How's it? Yeah. Oh man, I gotta sit down. I gotta sit down. I'm gonna keep the light off. And I'm gonna lower my tripod again. Hold on, before I get to it, I just gotta take a minute. I feel sick. That's a good observation. That when that car came in, yeah. You know, I thought about that, Sweet Savage. Tea leaves, but I don't really. I didn't feel the need to bring it, although I was looking on the way here at all the tea leaf plants. No, that the energy I feel wasn't from the car. There was energy here already. Oh man. Big Island, Mackenzie Park, Puna. Uilani, that's a very good one, yeah. Yeah, just shishi around you if you get real bad. I'll go drink some more. I don't know if I want a shishi on the ground over here. Hey Phoebe, how's it? Oh man. What's going on? Hold on. Nah, no run. If you run, the ghost gonna chase you. Yeah, Uilani says, usually you turn down music when you're driving into the place. And that guy was blasting his music over here. Clearly not caring about the spiritual side and the spirits over here. Joy, that's how you felt during the day. Wow. I haven't felt this in a long time. You know, tubby tubby pull. Okay, okay. Ikalamaya. What am I apologizing for? And tubby tubby pull, why not? Nice. Used to live Orchid Land 20 years ago. Cool. Shishi. I don't need shishi yet, but I drink you plenty iced tea, so. Okay. Alright, back to the story. We went to Iolani Palace one night, a bunch of us. And we were just kind of hanging out back when Iolani Palace was open at nighttime, yeah? And they closed at 10. Iolani Palace, beautiful place. I look forward to going there too this month. Maybe in the daytime so we can walk around, yeah? Those are croaky frogs, Phoebe. They're not birds. Wow. Jeez. It's just wave after wave, man. So there was a security guard at the Iolani Palace. We were over there just kind of going over ghost stories and talking about ghosts and that kind of stuff. And what had happened was a security guard came up and we started talking to him and he started sharing stories with us, right? So he was telling us stories about his grandpa that would share. He's from Laie side, north shore of Oahu, you know, the countryside. And their grandpa was raised at a time where there was no street lights and all of that. In fact, when the grandpa was small, he remembers it was against the rules to leave the house at night because there was no lights. It was dark. Hey, hiccups, how's it? Hold on. I want to finish the story first. Thank you for all the likes too. I appreciate it. Mahalo. And so, one of the things he told us, he's like, well, the grandpa said he couldn't leave the house at night, right? So, because of all the evil spirits that wandered around the North Shore, right? And so he said that he recalled, like at nighttime, sometimes the elders would go out of the house with the little bamboo switch, right? And they'd walk up and down the paths in the dark, and they would chant and yell at the spirits, telling them to leave as they waved the bamboo switch in the air in front of them and on the side of them. And by the time they would come home from this, the bamboo switch would be caked in blood. Not theirs, of course, right? It's all the evil spirits that would try to come by. Anyway, the spirits got a little better. Oh, thank you for all the autumn love. Thank you. Mahalo. All the spirits that would come by that would harass them, and finally they ended up getting rid of it. Time moved forward and things are the way they are now, right? And they don't have that there no more, so to say, right? Who knows? They're probably pushed further back into the valley. Anyway, one of the stories he shared with me is that his grandpa shared with him. He shared it in turn with us. Is that Laie Point was a place that had Nightmarchers. If you go to Laie Point, it's all the way out, of course, out the point on a little peninsula. There's a lot of legends and supernatural tales over there as well, Mo'olelo. But the rule was you have to leave Laie Point before sundown. That was the unspoken rule. Because once you get there, before all the houses and everything that was there, you would be stuck on that little peninsula. And so the grandpa was talking with one of his friends one night, this Caucasian guy. He was a Malahi. He was born and raised Hawaii, so brother was local, but he never had a drop of Hawaiian blood in him. And they were talking, and they got so into the talk. They got so invested into the talk that they had completely forgotten that it was getting dark. And by the time they realized, everybody was gone. The sun was already dipping below the horizon, and they had realized, oh damn, we need to get out of here. They start walking back kind of fast because now it's getting darker and darker by the second. And as they start walking, Mauka towards the mountains, they they see a line of lights, a line of torchlights greet them, moving across their way. And as they get closer and closer and closer, they realize that each of these torchlights are held by a large Hawaiian male. A large Hawaiian male with the battle weapons, the little axe or looking thing with the teeth around it, the spears, the slings, all of that stuff. They had stumbled upon a large procession of old Hawaiian people with torches marching, and they already knew they were in trouble. The procession stopped, and the leader of the procession walked up to the grandpa and asked the grandfather in Hawaiian, "What is your name?" They had already known what to do. You see, the grandfather was taught, this is the Nightmarchers, this is the Huakai Po, and what you do is you strip naked, right? This is what we're usually told. You strip naked and you prostrate, you lie on the ground and you don't look up. You just keep looking on the ground and you pray. However, the grandfather was told something different, which is what the security guard told me, and it was like, what? So he was told to strip naked and stand up. And so that's what he was taught growing up. And so when he saw this procession, that's what he did. He stripped down to his bibidis and he stood and watched them. As the leader walked over to him, the leader in Hawaiian, in Olelo, Hawaii, asked him, "What is your name, boy?" And so the boy repeated his last name, his family name. The leader then went to the first warrior in the line, repeated the boy's name. The guy shook his head. He went to the next, repeated the name. The other warrior shook his head. And he went down the line like that until finally one of the warriors looked up and nodded. The leader came back and said in Hawaiian, "Okay, someone claims you as theirs. Close your eyes until we pass." And so the grandfather did that. He closed his eyes, still standing there, hearing the drums, hearing the procession of people walking around him. And for 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, he was standing there and standing there and standing there. And then finally, when the sound had passed long enough, he opened his eyes. And all the warriors were gone. There was no trace of them. There was no lights. There was nothing. Everybody was gone, including his friend. The friend's clothes was still on the ground. He looked for him, could not find him. The next day, the city looked for him, could not find him. His friend was never seen from or heard from again. He simply disappeared that night. But back then, they didn't really search too hard because they knew what had happened already. Why are you going to search for somebody when you know they're no longer with you? And you're not going to find them. It said that he was then taken to march forever with the whole that same procession. So, thinking about it, right, I've learned too that if you are of the rank or higher, I'll have the right to stand in their presence because you are the same rank as them. But if they outrank you, you better lie on the ground. You better get on the ground. You better strip down naked and pray that they don't take you with them. So it seems to me that I'm not going to repeat the grandpa's last name, but the security guard did tell us, and it's a popular name, one that carries a lot of mana up on the North Shore, one that comes from chiefly lineage. And so I honestly believe that the grandfather, as he was a young boy that time, was given a pass. He was allowed to witness the sacred procession, whereas his friend was not. And his friend should have known better. Yeah. So yeah, that's another Night Marcher story for you. Um, some people say that, Phoebe, dude, you are forever than a Night Marcher. Yeah, some people say that. I don't know. I've never interviewed anybody that died by the Night Marchers before. Although, huh. Lorraine says in the 1850s there were convict laborers, many died from heat exhaustion, etc. It said some of them were buried in unmarked graves throughout the area, and there were at least 5 deaths in the area. Yep. Oh, I didn't even see the whole thing over here. If you feel negative energy, be careful. Yep. The laborers were brought from Oahu, and they were probably Hawaiian because back in the 1850s, a lot of the convicts were Hawaiian. Yeah, they were treated bad. They weren't given water. They would get sick. They weren't given food, and they were forced to cut down trees and move rock walls and move everything as well. And so they are, when they would die from exhaustion, when they would simply drop dead because they were convicts, it said they would be thrown into a hole. They'd be thrown over the cliff, and just that would be it. So if we are a descendant of Kamehameha, do we get a pass? Probably, but I would say, thank you, Jay Galimo. You still must do what's right. I heard that they were Mexican too, Matt. It was actually, yeah. You're right, you're right. I forgot about that. Um, you know what's right. You know what is pono and what isn't pono. So if there's drums and there's a procession, guys, I'm sorry, I'm cutting the live. This is not something to be recorded. This is something that they are doing, and out of respect, you have to do this. Now, I'll tell a story about it afterwards, but I'm not about to record that. That would be extremely disrespectful. You know, the island has seen so much, yes. You're right, Matt. I forgot about that. They were Mexican. Yeah. We were told not to bring alcohol, but we brought alcohol anyway. Because the first night nothing happened. And I had a feeling that some of these guys wanted alcohol. And I acted a jackass, of course. It was funny. We were under the little awning over there. There's a little building over there, like a little, yeah, a little awning. You can eat lunch and that kind of stuff. Patricia, I live in one house, and her house had that nice night marchers in the drums late at night. Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. Okay. If you're a descendant of Ali'i, you might have to be extra careful because the procession might be. Yep. I used to play with my lights, scratch my daughter's bedroom door. So like, I think that there are night marchers as well by where I live. So because I do this stuff, ghost stories and all that for almost 20 years now. I know I've been saying that for a couple of years, but it's almost 20 years. 2 years will make 2, 3 years will make 20 years professionally. Um, I had a guy reach out to me for help one night because bless his house, you know. So he messages me on Facebook. He's like, I think I have night marchers in my house, and I'm like, okay. And so he went on to describe it sounds like night marchers. Um, how I was told, if I remember correctly, was my brother in our house would have the same kind of experience when he was little. He would sleepwalk. Sorry, he would sleepwalk, and he would sleepwalk. And as a little kid, like 2 years old, he would sleepwalk and open up the child safety gate and open up the screen door and open up the big wooden door and try to walk outside, all while holding his hand up above his head like somebody was holding his hand, like an adult was doing that, right? And so this was the same thing, and I find out the guy actually lived like literally maybe 5 or 6 houses away, maybe 8 houses away, right up the street. So yeah, always good to know, yeah, that your house is haunted. The lady who rented the Airbnb said the bushes in Kauai were screaming. You see the post? No, I will look under that though. That's ooh. That's awesome. Sorry if I'm missing some comments over here. There's a lot of comments on tonight. Tequila. You know, I actually went to the store and I wanted to buy gin, but that's for like tomorrow or the next day. Ooh, what is going on here? Look, look, look. Look, look. You know what? I'm stupid. Can you make the lights turn blue? They haven't been doing anything all night, and it's been an hour and a half. Yeah, you think I want to see Nightmarchers? I don't want to see Nightmarchers, Ikaika. I want to tell stories where they are, but I don't want to see them. Can you make the lights turn blue? Solid blue for 2 seconds? If there's anybody here, you can do that. Make it turn solid blue for 2 seconds. Oh, you're trying. I can see it on the closest one to us. Okay, can you make the lights stop blinking? Step back from the lights. Take a few steps back. Okay. One more time. Thank you. Can you make one of the lights turn blue? Just solid blue for 2 seconds? If you do that, I'll know that you're here and you're listening to me, and you could hear. I know that you can hear me if you can make a light blue for 2 seconds. Could you make the fourth light further away from me blink? The one that was blinking before, could you make it blink again? Ooh la la. Thank you. And they're like, okay, we pow. They detect EMF, electromagnetic fields. Of course, they're always here. These are the good ones because they're allowed in my bubble. Yeah. These lights are an EMF detector, right? So let me grab a... this has a magnet on it. This is a flashlight here, see? And... watch. I put it over here. See? And you take it away. It takes a little bit to reset apparently because it had a lot of... oh wait, you didn't see that. Here. See? That's the magnet, yeah. Hey, mahalo, mahalo, everybody. Thank you. Joe, you notice when you're not looking for something to happen, something always does. Uh-huh. Exactly. When I'm not even paying attention, something happens. Nobody here? You guys done then? Well, you guys are welcome. Ooh. Thank you. You guys enjoying the stories? Are you guys enjoying the stories tonight, or are you guys enjoying the company? Okay, you guys are shy again. Yes, you're the one that catch the activity, bro. Hi, hello, aloha. Okay. Man, it's 8 o'clock. I should be just starting my live now, shouldn't I? I'm gonna put my phones back on a charger. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna take a 1-minute break. Sorry, pardon all my dad noises over here. We have this, and we have this. Where's my other charger? Brah, come on. I know you stay here. Oh well. Did the lights go off again? No? Light turn red if you can feel us watching. Yeah, those are croaky frogs. Okay, we're charging that one up. And we got our second one. Yeah, well, why not, right? Jamie, I am close to Hilo. I am at Mackenzie's. About an hour plus outside of Hilo. Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn you guys this way. Then it'll work. Okay. Now where did I put it? Here we are. I feel better, by the way. I don't know if you guys can notice, but that whatever nausea thing it was passed already. Run into spirits on the Mahu side. Okay, and we have both devices charging, and my thing should still be good for another half an hour perhaps. Big Island so far is good. So far so good. I rented a car. So yeah, I'll tell you guys a non-paranormal story real fast. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes. You know, renting cars is more expensive than airfare, yeah. Hey, thank you, Zanita. Yeah, I'm feeling much better now. I didn't even have an energy drink yet. Oh, they're not native. The croaky frogs are not native to Hawaii. They're an invasive species that actually just like multiplied exponentially, and they're very relaxing. But they also kill a lot of our native creatures. Demonica, how's it? How's it? Uh, Sorry, Jordan. The colors are the how extreme it is. Very hard is a lot of energy is red, then it goes down to yellow, and then green, and then blue, and then purple is baseline nothing. They eat everything. They kill everything. Bugs, birds. They're really tiny though. Like I don't know, but that's just what we've been told here is that they're very invasive. But there's nothing you can do about it now because they're all over the island. I know they're not that loud over here. They were a lot louder before. Like in Honoka'a, you cannot hear nothing but croaky frogs. Great, good to see ya. Nightmarcher stories. I got that one, the last one in leaving. Um, but I gotta say, I'm just so happy to be doing a live here. I never thought I'd be doing a live here. There's zero phone reception for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away, you know. This is so worth it, man, I'm telling you. I am so looking forward to, I think, Mauna Kea tomorrow. Mauna Kea is going to be awesome. I want to do a hike um, at 13,000 feet. I don't know if I can, but I will try. I want to go to the Lake Vaiao. Lake Vaiao is in Hawaiian swirling waters. Vaiao. It's said to be almost like a portal or an entrance into the underworld. Yeah. 20? It might snow up there, in other words. Let's see. Mauna Kea. Temperature. All right. Now, Yeah, I don't know what the heck this is. It's saying Mauna Kea temperature right now is 115, and it feels like it's 120 degrees. Mauna Kea, 115 degrees right now. I think that's the wrong volcano, yeah. Ooh, hello there. You guys excited about Mauna Kea? Can you make it turn blue? How about blue or red? Blue or red? Oh, that one went red. Well, last night it was 27 degrees. Today apparently it's 115 degrees right now. They No, guarantee we're gonna be spending all day there. We're gonna be doing exploring and stuff, and I'll be going live if I can. We'll see. I don't even know if I can do this much talking at 13,000 feet up. Luna, thank you. I am gonna do a live up there, but not from the. I will do it from the summit in the daytime, but then I'm gonna be doing it at nighttime at the visitor center because you can't go up there in the daytime. Ooh, it's red now. Thank you. Know what time? I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna shoot for between 2 and 4 p.m. to do my daytime one. I'm gonna shoot maybe even as late as 5, but then the nighttime one might be 6, 7, or 8. So just follow and click the bell on YouTube so you get a notification when I go live. I'm not sure where. It depends what's happening. Yeah. Keith, welcome. That is. Can you make the whole thing stop? Can you go back to baseline? Can you go back to all purple? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then can I ask you to just stop flashing? Just stay one color. So those things they detect EMF, and right now there should be no EMF. Unless it's very possible that my live would be messing with them. I don't know. But it'll be more consistent, yeah. Zanita, mahalo. Oh yeah, Luna. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to read up some of the comments. Up there is code. It can be. Yeah. If you click on the bell after you subscribe, it will notify you on your phone if you have the settings set up like that, yeah. Speaking of the bell, let's go back to this and see if GhostTube Seer loads anything. Of course, right immediately. And it's the same house? No, it's a different one. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, too much time has passed. You're either looking at the lights or looking at the moon. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so stupid, bro. Like, yeah, let's go move the whole setup, right? Instead of just the phone, yeah? I'll tell you what, I'm moving the lights back down if something happens. That white thing is a tree. Yeah, it's been tripping me out all night. That one, yeah, that's a tree. get you guys more. Yeah, no worry. I wish I could walk further with you guys, but I gotta stay by the Starlink. Yeah, full moon tonight. I thought it was tomorrow night. It's party tonight and tomorrow night. And of course, somebody on the Big Island already told us, oh, you know where you need to go? You need to go to Mauna Kea for the sunrise. I'm like, I'm not leaving my house at 2 o'clock in the morning. But I can imagine the sunrise up there. Like, you're almost on the same level as the airplanes. Okay, put it that way. When we were flying by, we could see Mauna Kea. And this was at night. Reminds you of a gravestone. Yeah. Okay. It seems to me that I feel the heaviness when I look behind me. Well, if I don't look behind me, I don't feel the heaviness. There's other stories of Nightmarchers. There's many stories. One of Glenn Grant's books, and two of them actually. These are the more interesting ones. That suggest many, many things, right? This happened in Kahuku in a church. The gentleman who experienced this story. He was a security guard overnight for the church, and so basically he would just park in the parking lot. He'd lock the gate up, the cattle gate, right, which was of course old and rusted. He'd lock it up, park behind the gate, and go to sleep. Just make sure nobody breaks into the church at night. Real easy job, real cruise job, right? Well, one night he's in his car. He locks the gate up. He goes into his car and he goes to sleep. He reclines the chair back and he's sleeping. As he's sleeping, he wakes up, but his eyes are still closed, and he hears this loud creaking sound. This loud, long creaking sound, and of the cattle gate slowly opening. He had locked it. He didn't know what the heck. And so he opens his eyes, and he sees outside of the car, standing next to him, outside the window, this large man. His silhouette, and it looked like he was just glaring. It felt like this big man, this big Hawaiian man, as he described it, was glaring at him. Just this death stare. And as he was being stared at, he couldn't move a muscle. He was pinned down, he was held down. He couldn't get up, he couldn't move. All he could do was move around with his eyes, and that was it. And as this was happening, he started hearing people talking. He started hearing people come by, walk by his car, walk through the gate up towards the church, and they were speaking all different languages. They were speaking Japanese, some of them were speaking Chinese, some of them were speaking Hawaiian, some of them were speaking Tahitian, you know. And after a while passed, a few minutes, the talking died away, and they were going in the direction of the church, which I think right behind the church was a graveyard. And then after the sounds of the people went away, the silhouette walked away as well. And the silhouette, as he walked away, all of a sudden the spell broke and he was no longer paralyzed. He could sit up and look around. So he jumped up, he got out of the car, looked around, there was nobody there. The gate was locked, it was closed. And the feeling is that that warrior, that Hawaiian man, pinned him down to the car, so this guy could not see this procession. So that guy standing outside the car window, paralyzing him with his glare, his stare, saved his life perhaps, right? So that's an interesting one because Nightmarchers speaking in all different languages. What's going on, right? You know, there was another one Glenn Grant wrote about where actually shared this story, and this was in Nu'uanu, I believe it was, where the house, the father, or maybe it was the grandfather, had lived in the corner room on the house, right? And they would hear him as he got older in his old age. In the middle of the night, he'd talk to himself, and he'd sleep talk. He'd talk because he never remembered talking in the morning. You know, he'd wake up and he'd have this whole long conversation. And he'd wake up in the morning and they're like, hey, Grandpa, who are you talking to? He's like, What you mean? I never was talking to nobody last night. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was sleeping. What's the matter with you? And they're like, no, you were talking. Oh, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that you knew Japanese. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, you're speaking Japanese fluently all night. He's like, no, stop messing around. And as the nights went by, eventually, I mean, he would start speaking Chinese. He would start speaking Hawaiian. He would start speaking Samoan. He'd start speaking all of these different languages for like minutes at a time, maybe an hour. And he would just talk, 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 and the grandpa would just talk and be talking in all these different languages. Finally, of course, the grandpa got old and passed away. And they didn't know what the heck it was, but they were doing renovations of the house and they were rebuilding in that years later, maybe a decade or two later. And in order to do that, they had to look at the plans, right, the blueprints and all of that. And they managed to go down to the city hall and pull up one of the older maps of the area to see the property lines and all that. And this was a really old map of the property because the house was really old. And he saw this weird dotted line going through the house. And so he asked the person in charge, he's like, what is this? What is this dotted line? And what does it go through the house? He's like, oh, that's an old map. That dotted line was a path before. That was a path in the old Hawaiian days that they just built your house right over. And of course, the dotted line went right through, you guessed it, the grandfather's room. Monica, you need to put the stories to Minecraft music. Sorry. Thank you for the stories. I'll catch up later. Yep. Sweet Savage, mahalo, mahalo. I feel he was passing the spirits through a portal and that guy was in the way. Yep. Could be. Be a lot of different stuff. I thought about just reading books or reading little kid stories to put people to sleep because my voice can be like that. Thank you for the friendship. Mahalo. If you want to hang around another minute, I'll tell you guys my favorite Nightmarcher story. This is one that I heard firsthand. Yeah. I'll share this one now because it looks like Sweet Savage might be peacing out. But if you're still here, I hope you enjoy. Yeah. I used to be on the radio station, KCCN with David D, Augie, Lena Girl. This was like 2011. And so they would have me come Wednesday mornings and tell ghost stories for the morning drive, yeah. And I would share stories in the morning on Wednesday. There was a guy that called in, and he called in to share his experience, and I heard the whole thing, and it was like, it was, just listening to him over the thing. This was, of course, it was edited, and it was recorded and edited after. And it's a good thing it was edited because Augie's a comedian. He's also one of the DJs, and his job is to make people laugh. So you had this big local brother from, like, I think it was Waianae and Nanakuli. And when you're sharing ghost stories, sometimes you scare people, will think you're crazy, yeah? So he was kind of, like, oh, I get one story for you, but was real, he was real hesitant. Well, Augie would crack jokes and to lighten the mood, and this guy got mad because he's like, what? You don't believe me? Go crack your head. Oh, no, okay, sorry, I go stop. Augie's awesome, by the way. He's awesome. But that's kind of, it added more realism to me, realist. So anyway, his story went like this, yeah. So he's from the west side. Him and a bunch of his brothers went down. These big Hawaiian guys from all the lights are going off all over again. Wow. These guys are all from the west side. I'm gonna put this down here. We seem to be getting some action. Sorry. All the lights just started changing colors again. They all go down, and one of their friends come from the mainland, yeah? First time to Hawaii. And so, they wanted to take him ghost hunting. And so where do they go? They go Pali Lookout, right? Where that battle took place up in the mountains. And so they walking down the old Pali Road, right? Old Pali Road that doesn't have, oh, what's going on? Oh, thank you. The old Pali Road that, the cars cannot drive down. It's just the old Pali Highway, right? So they walking down over there and they going ghost hunting and they telling ghost stories and all that kind of stuff. And as he's describing it, I'm picturing it. So they walk down and going ghost hunting the best way. They had a cooler of beer with them, Heineken, of course. And so they get down, they get around they get around the ridge, and they find a little spot on the wall where they can sit. Now I know this place. There's a little valley that goes up, and there's a waterfall. It's right above Likeke Falls. So they're sitting down over there, and they just crack open a beer, and they're doing the kind. They all telling stories and that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, from behind them, on the upper Likeke Falls, as I said, there's like a little valley. They start to hear drums, boom, 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 and the Hawaiian brothers, they freak out. I picture these four big Hawaiian brothers just freaking out because they know what's happening. And they over there, they stripping their clothes down to their bibbities, and they are panicking. They just have their bibbities on, and they're lying down on the ground. Some of them are crying, the other ones are praying, and they're just completely terrified. And the guy that's telling the story said he was on the ground and he was praying and he was praying and praying for protection as the drums got louder and louder. And their friend, the Haole guy, first time to Hawaii, never know anything better, different, huh? What are you guys doing? Brah, get down, brah, the drums, brah, you gotta get down, brah, take off your clothes, hurry up, brah, hurry up, you gonna die, brah, I'm no, not kidding you, brah, you gonna die, hurry up, brah. He's like, nah. He's like, no, I don't know what you guys are doing. What are you guys afraid of? There's just a bunch of people up there pounding on a drum. He's like, nah, hurry up, bro. You gonna die. Hurry up. And he's like, you guys are being ridiculous. I don't know what you guys are doing down there, but I'm not going to take off my clothes. I don't even see anybody coming down as the drums are getting louder and louder. I'm going to tell them hi, kind of a thing, and it's like, now they're praying for their friend. The drums get louder and louder and louder, and the friend's still like, I don't know what you guys do. I don't see nobody, but, like that. And then all of a sudden, he says he hears the friend scream. And he looks up. The friend is floating in the air. Like somebody had grabbed him by the front of his shirt and lifted him several feet off of the ground with one hand. He starts kicking and screaming as he's now levitating off of the ground. Then his clothes are ripped off of his body and he's face planted into the ground, knocked unconscious. The guys are all down on the ground, completely terrified, beside themselves, praying and praying and praying and praying until the drums disappear. They pick up their friend and they leave there fast. They carry their friend out. Luckily, the friend, he didn't die. He lived. He lived to tell the tale. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite stories. Listening to this guy, bro. Oh, it was, yeah, experience like that. Now, why the guy didn't die, I think, is because the Nightmarchers weren't fully manifested. You had the sound of them, but you didn't see them, right? If you're manifested to the point, perhaps, where you can see and you can feel and you can hear, you feel the hot wind coming down the valley, you hear the drums, you feel the reverberation, you see the men with the torches and the mahiole and the weapons and all of that, then they're going to take you. But if you just hear them, the rules might be a little different. Yeah. If they're not manifested to the level where they can do that kind of, well, no, then again, they did pick them up, so they could physically interact. But yeah, that was the story for. What was that? I just saw something black. I don't know. Do you guys see that? Walk right in front of the camera from the left to the right. Do you guys see that at all? Wow. I saw something go like this, just move across. Little small guy? Yeah, yeah. Menahuni. We get one Menahuni with us today. If you get one Menahuni, turn the lights blue. You did. Well, I did my hand. This is my hand, yeah. Small, yeah? Yeah, I saw that. Oh, that's mean. Aloha, I'm so sorry. Should have brought a Kamehameha's holy brownies. We get people, look, I'll go move the camera. We get people down here. They stay fishing over there. I don't hear this, so it's not being carried up here. Yeah, I didn't see it on the screen. I saw it above the screen. Oh, can't be back. This is fun. This is fun. Pono, how's it? How's it? At Mackenzie Beach Park over here. Thank you. Mahalo. Nobody ran. I'm not even over there. Nobody ran across the lights. There's nobody there. Let me turn the light on. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna turn the light on because if there's somebody there, I don't want them to get upset. Thank you for the heart meat. Mahalo. I don't know how to do replays on TikTok, but I know on the YouTube channel over here, all my replays are available. I know we get some people joining a little bit later. I've been live for about 2 hours now, I think. Yeah, 2 hours. I was gonna take a break and start my life tonight, but I don't know if I'm gonna stay here until 10. I already got sick once. I used to shower, stay tired, and use it black shadow in the shower. Oh wow! Hats down to you for doing what you do. Very much mahalo. Yeah, mahalo. Thank you. Hope to see you later, granddaughter. Okay. That was about, I'd say, 2 minutes and 44 seconds. 2 hours, 4 minutes. There you go. Let's go sit down here. Bruh. I am at Big Island, Pahoa, Mackenzie Beach Park. All right, Joy, you take care. Hope you had a good flight, Joy. Good to see you. Tell Corey hi. How's it, Mr. Feelgood? Wow, you're not far. You're far. You're not far away. Oh, cool. Come by, but just don't sneak up on me, okay? Okay, I'm gonna grab the device now, the thing, because I want to reset those lights. Okay, picked it up, on. Of course, not a thing will like work. Again. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Go back to baseline. All purple. All purple. All purple. Come on. That one is always giving me trouble, yeah? I wonder if I move them, if it's still low. Let me try to move them. Maybe it's just that one spot for some reason get EMF. Well, we got the other one that went off, but now that one won't go off. Yeah, that's me. That wasn't a ghost. Wait, what? What about me? What's my fault? What did I do? Kauyuk. Ooh, nice. What I did? I can see you too. Yeah. Oh, there must be. There's no EMF here. There's no phone reception. No, because I moved. That's a different one. I think that the thing is just acting weird again. There you go. Much better. So, like as I said, this is half an hour away from any place that has phone reception. Anywhere here is essentially off the grid. Yeah. This is off the grid. Completely off the grid. Like, no power lines, no nothing. I was looking on the way over here. Mm, yeah. Oh, man. I had other Nightmarcher stories, and they keep coming up in the middle of me sharing story, and then by the time I'm done sharing the story, I forget them already. I'm gonna switch my thing out, so I may be cut off from the live for a minute. I'm gonna switch out my battery bank because I'm at 18% or maybe 15 now for the Starlink. So I'm gonna use a highly technological trick of unplugging them fast and plugging them in fast to the other one.